Hey, I'm Andre, and it's another Friday Flying Update. Go Canada! Oh my gosh. Oh, what a pussycat. Oh, wheel came off. Okay, we're going to get to the Canadian Edition Vampire here in a minute. Yes, you just saw some horrific quality landing by yours truly with this brand new FMS Dallas Darling. Yeah, that was terrible. In my mind, it was a lot better landing than I thought. And then I looked at the video and you can clearly see I come in, I slapped that tail, and that would have been fine and recoverable. But then the wheel popped off and I freaked out, and yeah, it went down. The gear hit the ground and the whole thing tumbled. Surprisingly not a lot of damage or anything like that. The gear and the orientation of the aircraft really took a lot of the balance and everything. The props seem okay, so it'll be back and flying. It was just a tiny little pressure clip that disappeared, whether it was there or not, or I knocked it off on landing. So I'm going to probably change that over to a callip adapter. I put on one from an old motor I had, which was squeezed in just fine. So fingers crossed that that problem is resolved. That aircraft is phenomenal. The P51, it took off so nice. And I actually do have footage, but as you can see from that video, or not, it was a really hot, like we were setting temperature records and everything, and it was hot and hazy, and the footage on all my flights is just terrible from the glare. So I think that action cam that I've been using on my ball cap is just, it's wearing out. So I'm probably going to have to make another investment in another camera, probably a GoPro, a little higher end, something that can deal with those issues, got the processing power to deal with those lighting conditions a little better. I have a beautiful piece of kit here, but it's not something I prefer to bring into the field and just stick on my cap and deal with the winter and everything. So talking about flights, Saturday was phenomenal. The F-16 went out. I had a good flight. I did have an orientation issue, so that airplane is now getting some paint applied to it. Not totally in love with the results, but it's teaching me, difference between using some different stuff like aerosol cans versus airbrush. So I'm having some fun. That aircraft will get a total new look on the top and everything. Think Tiger, and it's good. I flew my P40. Yes, that was a really nice flight. It was pretty relaxed. Had some trim stuff, but I got it down and landed it, and then I went on to fly the Durafly Spitfire Mark I a few times. Love that airplane. It flies so well, so smooth, and just chews up the sky. It's a really nice plane to track and enjoy. And of course, the little UMX Timber. And I can't say enough about that airplane. I flew that thing repeatedly throughout the weekend. And even throwing on the safe select, dropping those flaps and doing flat level coordinated turns is just so enjoyable with that airplane. It's a really good airplane. I can't wait to see it on floats. And then Sunday, I broke out all the new airplanes. The Mosquito came out, the P51. The only one I did not get into the car because I was just terrified of scratching it up was the SE5A. The Mosquito flew fantastic. It obviously needs a little bit more speed than the P51, and I do have to balance those props. And the last flight of the day, or even in the morning, everything, I was experimenting with my Phantom 4. I don't know if anybody else is having some issues with their DJI or DJI Go 4, the Go 4 app. I run on an Apple iPad Mini 2, and I've never had an issue till now. And it looks like the last round of upgrades, they've done something. And I started getting very repeatable glitches in my flight, like timeable. So the stuff I've read online suggests, one, disabling the cache recording, which is kind of good and bad. That's your backup as far as I'm concerned. And number two, going into a manual channel select and downgrading it to picking a channel that's clean and then downgrading to 4 megs per second. That seems to be the best way to get rid of some of the stuff, because I thought those brand new antennas were suddenly not working, and that didn't make any sense at all. So it seems like it's an application issue, which is really annoying. DJI, see I said it right, please fix that. I mean, it flew great after I tested with those antennas, and then all of a sudden it's just Very, very, very unreliable. You'll see footage of that particular flight at the end of this video. On to this big, beautiful silver plane. I, for whatever reason, have wanted a Vampire since day one. Since the first time I saw one on the Hobby King website and even the flight test reviews and stuff like that. I don't know what about it, I don't know why I like it. There are definitely way better EDF systems out there, but this design, for whatever reason, spoke to me. And then, of course, once it came out with the Canadian maple leaves on it and stuff like that. So, this showed up yesterday, and of course, I just went right to work and built it. So the upgrades on this aircraft include better booms, slight revisions in the intake, and giving the EDF a little bit more flow. There's carbon fiber through the booms in the elevator. I think they've updated the suspension landing gear a tiny bit, and just a couple little refinements, and of course gone with the Canadian colors. Everything in this aircraft flew back in the day, and it looks phenomenal. So I'm really excited about it. About the only change I have to say I've made, and this was based on a couple of recommendations from some friends, was just shaving down this area here so my Zippy Compact 22s can fly in here. Obviously, I'll be flying with some 2650s and some 3300s, all 4S, you know, give it all as much power as it can go, and I put in an FR Sky. The only thing I haven't done as far as suggestions from other people was right now I'm running my ailerons on a Y, and some people are suggesting for better takeoff is do a little flapper on, so give yourself a little extra bit of up elevator style for lift and flaps. So looking forward to it. It is definitely going to see some flying action this weekend. Speaking of the weekend, a bunch of friends are en route to Ottawa, so we're going to have our own little mini flight fest, if you will, and we'll just have some fun. And then Sunday, a bunch of them are going to be here in the Ottawa location for the RC After Hours podcast, so stay tuned for that. That should be a lot of fun. Not sure how they're going to dial in, but I told everybody to bring their headphones and their phones, and we'll get them on our Skype call, and we'll just have a lot of fun and be goofy. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all the awesome comments this week. I've had a lot of fun the last couple of days, so stay tuned. We're going to have a good time this weekend, and I will shoot some video of this bad boy meeting, and we'll get some photos and some good old social media out there. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching.